Good morning, everyone. It's Tamara Bennett from Southern Adornments Decor. How are you? Thank you so much for hopping in the comments and telling me hello. I love reading all your comments as I'm getting things set up. Good morning, Stephanie and Dee, Maria and Vicky. I love Samantha. She said, I'm obsessed with your videos. Welcome. You're in the right place if you love painting. Hello, Michelle from Florida. I am in Kentucky, for those of you wondering. I see Tabitha from Delaware. Awesome. Good morning. Good morning. So today we're going to be painting this really cute floral wagon wheel. We did one like this back in the fall that had pumpkins and leaves. And this one has like three really large, like pinkish colored flowers. And then it has a couple of, I call them March flowers, but some people call them daffodils. I think there's other names for them as well. But I've already got my colors chosen and we're fixing to get started. If you didn't get a text letting you know I was getting ready to go live and you're obsessed with my videos like Samantha is, go ahead and send me a text message and get on our VIP text list. That allows me to like text you and when it's your birthday and tell you happy birthday. It also allows me to let you guys know when I'm getting ready to go live or about other exciting things that we're doing. Yes, Miss Debbie, we did try the salsa that you sent me. We appreciate it so much. My son, who's 14, who really liked it. He's a big salsa eater. So thank you so much for sending that to us. It came just in time because right after we got it, we had a taco salad night. So we enjoyed it. So yeah, if you didn't get the text letting you know that we were going live, you can just screenshot this number and text me and it will add you to our VIP text list. And you can actually text me photos of what you're working on and get feedback directly from me. It is me who answers. They literally come right to my phone and I can text you right back, which reminds me, now that I have my phone in hand, I always like to set up my phone to record like a time-lapse video of what I'm painting, and I forgot to do that. So there we go. Good to go. Wait, did I actually put it on time-lapse? Yes, I did. So Denise said, is this a free class? Well, technically every Tuesday I paint live on Facebook, but my teaching style on Facebook Live is a little different than how it is like in a workshop or in Painters Clubhouse. On here, it's more about me answering your guys' questions and chatting with you all and just spending time with you. Inside the clubhouse and in our workshops, it's more focused on technique and explaining exactly what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. So in those workshops, I go more in depth with what I'm teaching. So if you struggle to learn just by watching a quick Facebook Live, then you may benefit more from our instruction inside the clubhouse. Meg loves this design. Awesome. How do we find out which template you'll be painting ahead of time so we have the template ready? Well, on Facebook Live here, sometimes I let you guys know and sometimes I don't. Sometimes it's a surprise. But if you're in our memberships, we always let you know at the beginning of the month. So you have plenty of time to prepare. Andrea says, when will Clubhouse open back up? I missed it. It's not going to open again to the public until August. But if you participated in our Woodletter workshop, you can sign up right now. So hopefully you did that. What was I saying? There was something I was going to say, and I lost my train of thought when I saw her question. It'll come to me. I don't know. Anyways, the colors that we're going to use on our wheel are slate gray, and I might use a little bit of this neutral gray. There's a little bit of a difference between them, and I thought I might do a little bit of shading with the neutral gray. So the slate gray is what we're going to start with. It's a DecoArt Americana paint color. Somebody said I joined the template club. Thank you for reminding me about template club because I did want to tell you guys that what is today? Today's the 30th. So tomorrow is the last day of March, which is important for those of you who have not joined template club yet because template club allows you to get all of the new designs we release every single month for one low cost. And as you guys know, I've been talking about it all month. Our template prices will go up on April 1st, which is not tomorrow, but Thursday. And with that, the cost of template club will be going up. So if you want to lock in the lowest price possible and grandfather yourself in, you need to go sign up for template club right now by tomorrow, because right now you can get it for $30 a month. That's not old templates. That is new templates. So if you signed up today, you would get your first you would get your first bundle of templates on Thursday, April 1st, when your payment processes. Tabitha said, ouch, that burn looks like it hurts. So yeah, if you did not see it, I burned my arm on the oven on Saturday. I was cooking for the family and I reached in to pull something out and I raised my arm too high and it touched the coil inside the oven. And the thing is, I didn't feel any pain. I just heard a tss, and I was like, oh, I thought I have singed myself and I didn't feel it. I just ran straight to the sink, put it under cold water and let it sit there for about 30 seconds, then ran straight to my bathroom and put lavender oil on it, essential oils, lavender oil. And it never hurt. It's the strangest thing. It actually hurts a little bit more now than it, and it's got a little bit of like heat to it. But the day of, it never once hurt, which is the weirdest thing. So I'm assuming that the lavender oil was what did it. And yes, Donna, I have been putting some more lavender oil on it each day to help it heal faster, and it is healing really nicely. It's already gotten like the burned skin actually peeled off, and this is the new skin underneath, and it's already healing nicely. So Erica says, what time is the last letter tonight? She's talking about the wood letter workshop. We are teaching a bonus 4th technique, but it's inside Painter's Clubhouse. So I hope, Anita, that you've joined Painter's Clubhouse as a part of the workshop, because that's going to be at 2 p.m. this afternoon, 2 p.m. CST. And I actually posted a photo of what the mystery technique is. So if you haven't seen that, go look inside the wood letter workshop for my post. Vitamin E will also help with less of a scar. Okay, thank you. I did not know that. All right, so y'all ready to get started with the painting? Let's do this. What color did I tell you this is? Slate gray. And we're just going to paint our wagon wheel this color. And I'm using a flat tip brush. And we'll probably do a little bit of shading with neutral gray. I cut this piece on my Glowforge. And I actually posted a time-lapse video of it yesterday. So if you didn't get to see that, it's really cool. It's kind of addicting to watch the Glowforge machine work as it etches and then laser cuts the piece. I love to just stand over the machine and watch it cut. It's kind of fascinating. So if you didn't see that, go check it out. You actually get to watch live and not the replay. This almost never happens, said Cindy. I'm glad you're here, Cindy. Welcome. It's much more fun watching live, isn't it? Because then you can actually like comment and I can reply. It's a lot of fun. Jennifer says, I'm confused. The tutorials we paid to watch in the club. If so, what is the monthly fee for them? I love Painter's Clubhouse. I was just confused. So, which is normal for me. We have a lot going on, so I can see how you might be confused. So in Painter's Clubhouse, there are tons of tutorials you can watch that are already pre-recorded. Or you can watch them on the replay inside the membership site area, which is password protected. Now, we also have 2 tutorials every month and maybe a bonus tutorial. And if you're wanting to know kind of like what's going on in the month of March or what's going on in the month of April, there is a calendar posted in the announcements section. And I believe it's also linked in the guides tab of the Painters Clubhouse Facebook group. But what we were talking about today is a bonus mystery technique that I'm going to be teaching on a letter at 2 p.m. CST today inside Painter's Clubhouse. So for those of you who participated in the wood letter workshop, if you haven't signed up for Painter's Clubhouse yet, you need to do that so that you can participate live with us at 2 p.m. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hi, Alma from Texas. Good morning, Miss Debbie Chamberlain. We had a good chat last night, didn't we? Debbie was on Zoom with me last night when we did our Paint to Profit live Q&A. And so we got to chat on Zoom last night. There were only like 5 or 6 of us. So we got lots of one-on-one time in answering questions and talking about their door hanger businesses and how to grow them. So that was really enjoyable. I enjoyed it so much. I love pouring into my business knowledge into these ladies and helping them grow their businesses. And lots of them are excited to quit their day jobs in the future. I think Debbie said that maybe within the next year, she's hoping to do that. And one of our other members expressed that she's ready to do it full time. And so there are so many different ways you can make money selling door hangers and painting door hangers. And it's fun to teach these ladies all those different methods. Okay, did I get all of the wagon wheel? I believe I did, except for the inner spokes. Hi, Stacy. First time watching live. You're brand new at painting and looking forward to learning. Well, welcome. I'm glad you're here. You're in the right place. Linda says, how do I find the clubhouse? If you've already joined, Linda, you should have gotten an email. It may have gone to your junk or your spam folder, so check there first. But you could also search Facebook for Painters Clubhouse, and the group should pop up. Request to join the group, and that's where you'll find what we're doing today. If you can't find your logon information for the website, you can email support@paintersclubhouse.com. Good morning, Jennifer from Oklahoma. You're excited to see what fabulousness this is going to be. Me too. So by the way, I did just paint over the center of this, and I painted right over those little etched lines, but I can still see them, so I'm not too worried about it. So for those of you who might be worrying about that sort of thing, when you buy one of our etched wood blanks from our shop at shopdoorhangers.com, you can still see the etched lines even after you paint over them. And all of our etched blanks that we sell are laser cut. Is this template difficult to cut out? Pat, I would say it might be, because these little spokes can be kind of delicate. And so cutting with a jigsaw, you're going to have to go slow, and you're going to have to be very careful about which areas you cut and how much pressure you're putting on them. I have done it before myself with a jigsaw last fall when we did the one with the leaves and the pumpkins on it. I cut that one with a jigsaw just to prove that it could be done. It might be easier if you have a scroll saw, simply because there are lots of little intricate areas. But I do know with a scroll saw, you would have to like remove your blade and replace it back in for every single spot. It is definitely easier if you have a laser machine to cut these intricate shapes like this, but it's not impossible to do it with a jigsaw. You just have to go slow, have patience, probably drill a pilot hole in each section so that you could drop your jigsaw blade down in there. Although if you're brand new to jigsawing and you're like, there's just no way I'd be able to cut that design, don't worry about cutting out the inside parts. Like, paint them a different color. Paint them like a background color or something. You could paint your wagon wheel brown and then do like a gray in the background. Ooh, that's a good idea, Debbie. I just saw what you said about using metallics for the highlights. Do we pick out the templates as a member as a template club member, or are they sent to us at the beginning of the month? I joined mid-March, so will I get an email? Yes, Susan, you'll get an email on probably April 1st or 2nd, depending on how fast your payment processes. It all just depends on your bank, how fast they process the payment. But once payment processes, you should receive an email, and it will tell you how to go and download your templates. They'll come in a bundle, and you can go and download all. I think there's 25 in the month of April that you get. Angelica, I'm not sure if I answered your question either, so just repost it if you will. What size is the wheel? So if you print out our printable templates, they're 20 inches. I actually cut this one at, I think, 16 or 16 and a half inches so that it would fit on my piece of wood, because I didn't have a larger piece of wood at the time. Lisa says she's thinking about leaving those pieces in and then painting them white, and you could put words on it like welcome or something. Absolutely, you could. Yeah, so if you're scared of cutting out those spokes, maybe just don't cut them out. Just go ahead and paint some kind of background color in there and then do some wording. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of shading with this neutral gray. I'm just going to put a little bit on the corner of my brush there, and I'm going to sweep it around the edge of these different sections on the circle. Can you see that developing there? I'm kind of rotating my brush in my hand to create that circular motion, but I think I need to switch brushes. This is not helping. Yes, let's switch brushes. I'm going to get a angle tip brush. I like those better for shading. Where's the one that I like to use? You know, we all have a favorite brush. Here we are. I like this one. It's a good size. As a Painters Clubhouse member, where can I go and view the last letter videos? How long will they be posted to go back? Oh, Angelica, they are in the Wood Letter Workshop Facebook group. So you can just go there and they will stay in there for an entire year. You'll have access to them for a year. Oh, my phone is ringing. That's my husband. He'll just have to call back later. He knows I'm doing Facebook Lives today. He just must have forgot the times. All right, we're just going to start over with that shading. I'm just going to blend it out because I made a mess of it. It's hard going in a circle when you're doing shading. You just got to keep pulling it around. All right, I may just have to let this dry because I feel like I'm just making a mess with the paint. You know how that goes. Yes, that's true, Michelle. It is different from how we do it in Painters Clubhouse. Pam's got a paint party booked. Awesome. I hope it goes well for you. You would like to do interchangeable attachments. That's a great idea. Does the template come as an SVG file? Yes, Mitzi, I actually cut this one on the Glowforge using the SVG file that comes with the template. So if you have a laser cutting machine or some kind of cutting machine, it comes with a DXF, an EPS, and an SVG file. Yes, Rita, you'll be able to watch it later. It'll be inside the Painters Clubhouse website. Sky, I burnt my arm on the oven. I was talking about it earlier. Yeah, it didn't hurt very bad though. Good morning, Miss Betsy. Try shading it with black. Thank you, Pam. I may do that. The gray was just blending so much that you couldn't really see it. So let's try a little bit of black per Miss Pam's advice. So I'm going to go ahead and load my brush with some gray. Not too much, just a little. And then just barely dip the corner of my brush in some black. Look, it's starting to put it on there. And then shade around. Much better. Thank you for that advice, Miss Pam. I should have just done that from the start. I think I was a little nervous that the black might be too intense. But it's working out much better. There we go. Miss Pam knows what she's doing when it comes to this shading business. I still feel like I'm a student when it comes to shading. I'm still getting used to some of the techniques. It's kind of tricky sometimes. It is helping now that my paint's drying just a little bit because it was almost like it was smearing too much and I couldn't get it to blend easily. Good morning. Okay, let's go ahead and maybe do a little bit on the outside too. Now that we've done some on the inside, we'll add a little bit on the edge. Oh, I feel like I need a little bit of water on my brush. There we go. Look how pretty that is. Just a little bit of black. And then let's go. I'm going to rotate to get around this edge here. So if you're a beginner painter, this shading is not necessarily something you would have to do. But once you start getting a little bit better at painting, it's kind of fun to start toying with the shading and to see what kind of different effects you can create. It just adds a little something extra to your door hangers. I feel like it adds a little bit of dimension. Let's do a little bit around here. Ooh, I put a lot right there. Let's blend that out. There we go. Whoops. All right, we got it. Much better. Cindy, I have heard the mustard trick before. I actually did that when I used to work at the Dairy Queen. I burnt myself on the hot dog bun steamer, and I put mustard on it because we had hot dog mustard right there. And it did seem to work. How do you know when to use water on your brush? It's kind of like a feel kind of thing. So you can kind of feel that your brush is dragging really badly. And when it starts to feel that drag and you're getting too much resistance, then you know it's like, oh, I need a little bit of water or something, because I'm wanting it to blend more. And if it's dragging too much, it's not going to blend. If just starting out, what laser cutter machine would you recommend? Stacy, I really love my Glowforge. I don't know a whole lot about laser cutting machines and the different softwares that come with them. And so it was a little bit intimidating for me to start with an industrial size machine. I just wanted something small that could go right here in my craft room, that I could just cut out a door hanger once in a while that I was going to paint on Facebook Live. Now, for some of our more experienced business owners who are cutting lots of blanks for paint parties and for selling and doing lots of orders, a Glowforge might be a little small for them, but I feel like it's a great starter one, because it kind of gets your feet wet with laser cutting, and it can go right here in your craft room. You just have to be able to vent it out a window or purchase the air filter. You guys are giving me all kinds of tips about burns. Thank you so much. It's feeling much better now. You can't believe how long my hair has gotten. I haven't really cut it much over the past year. But yeah, at the live event last year, I think it was this short, and now it's quite long. I've been kind of growing it out. Can a Cricut maker do this? No. So in order, I suppose it could, but not on wood like this. I think it can cut like 1/8 of an inch thick wood, but I still don't know that you would be able to cut. You can't cut like 1/4 inch thick wood. Yes, I've heard of using floating mediums before, but I prefer a little bit of water, and I don't know why, but I can't get used to the floating medium, so I don't use it much. Somebody's sneaking in watching this live from the bathroom at work. That is so funny. Hello, hello. Okay. Any other questions? Let's go on to painting our, I think we're going to paint our flowers, maybe our flowers first and then our leaves second. Let's start with all these little bitty purple flowers. I'm going to switch to a small filbert tip brush, and the purple color that I'm going to use is this Purple Cow. It's like a real bright lavender lilac kind of color. It's real pretty. See? Purple Cow. And there's little flowers on this, so we're just going to paint each one of these little bitty, they're kind of like little buds. I don't even know if these have a name. I don't know flowers very well, so you guys will have to tell me if you know that this resembles any sort of type of flower. I don't know. Hello, Pam. You're watching me from work. The thickness of this piece of wood is 1/4 inch thick. It's Revolution plywood from Lowe's. So that's what I'm using. You love my shirt. You wore. Oh, this is the shirt that I got in my framed monogram box. I talked about it in our Friday Fab 5 video this week. It says, "Not all who wander are lost." I really liked it. I love the subtle black camo print in the background of it. You probably can't even see it on this video, but it's pretty cool. It's very subtle. This door hanger has lots of details, so it's just one of these you have to kind of take your time with and just do each part. And then once you get all your background colors done, you can go in and add all your details. But I can't move too slowly today because I've got to go live inside the Woodletter Workshop group at 11 for our wrap-up party, where we're going to be giving away the grand prizes and talking a little bit more about Painters Clubhouse and showing off that we're going to have our little parade where we show off lots of photos from the past week of all the different designs that we taught. So we've got a little video to show you guys. It's going to be fun. So I'll be going live in the group at 11 for that. So I need to finish up this door hanger before then, so I've got time to get ready. This little filbert tip brush is great for painting these little flowers because you can kind of do the little smooth bumps and lines easily because it fits right in those little curves. You can't wait to learn the neon. Melissa, did you see the photo that I posted of it inside I posted it both in the Painters Clubhouse and in the Woodletter Workshop. I couldn't hold it in any longer. So the cat's out of the bag. You guys now have a picture of what the mystery technique is. I couldn't wait any longer. You love the purple. It is really pretty. It's popping off the screen, isn't it? I'm using a little filbert tip brush. We sell these in our shop. They have blue handles. This one's a size 6. So Donna, there's not a color chart for the templates in Template Club, but there is a color sort of like a mock-up is what we call it. It's kind of like a suggested way you could paint it inside each one, but there's not color names for each mock-up. You would just have to sort of look at the picture and then just kind of choose your own colors, which the more you paint, the easier that gets. I know it may be a little intimidating for beginner painters, but once you've been painting for a little bit, you begin to kind of learn what colors look like painted, and you kind of memorize their names and stuff like that, so it gets easier. I'm just putting a quick second coat on all of these. I'm not making it perfect, just sticking it on there. There we go. I think I got them all. I was trying to look and see if I missed any of them. They do look like bluebells, don't they? Only they're purple. It's rounded on the edge, so a filbert tip looks like a flat tip brush, except the end of it is shaped more like the tip of your finger instead of a flat tip brush. See, let me smooth this one out and I can show you. Oh, it won't hardly focus. There we go. It's kind of rounded at the tip. Okay. Will I be live in Painters Clubhouse at 11? No, that will be at 2 p.m. CST in Painters Clubhouse. I have 3 Facebook Lives to do today. Only 2 of them I'm painting, though. Stacy says I was awake till 2 a.m. painting. Yeah, you got to watch out for that, Stacy. You'll be up late if you aren't careful. Let's do next these flowers, these big ones here. I'm going to paint them with razzleberry. Look how pretty this is. Real pretty color. Razzleberry. And I think I'm going to use I'm going to use this flat tip brush I was using on the wagon wheel, because these are larger flowers. It's your favorite type of brush, Tony? Everybody kind of has their own favorites. So my favorites are the flat tip ones. I like the clean edge I can get on them when I'm trying to like go along a straight line. But, you know, for curved surfaces, a lot of times I will use the filbert tip. But it's just, I feel like it's whatever you get used to. Your hand sort of learns how to maneuver that brush once you've been painting for a little while. And so you kind of develop a technique of your own with it. Look how pretty this color is. Where did you say you posted the neon? It's inside the Woodletter Workshop Facebook group and Painters Clubhouse Facebook group. I posted a photo in both groups. Thank you for sprinkling the love in Canada. When is the latest to sign up for Painters Clubhouse today? If you were in the wood, I would do it right now, Michelle, because we're doing that live at 2 p.m. And you guys, if you wait till the last second, you may have to watch the video on replay if we're not able to get you approved into the Facebook group fast enough. Because if everybody waits till the last second, my team will be trying to verify everybody, get them all approved into the group, and then you guys won't know where the group is or how to find it. So do it right now. That way you can go ahead and request to join the group, and they can get you approved before 2 p.m. today so you can watch live with us. There is a link inside the guides tab of the Woodletter Workshop. You can go sign up right there. So we're just going to base coat these first, and then we'll go back and add some details. This color actually reminds me a lot of my lipstick color. You did 4 door hangers last night. Wow. Yes. So Michelle, I do sell these cut out of wood with the design already etched on them. You can get them at shopdoorhangers.com. There's actually a link up in the description of this video as well, I believe. And if you cut your own door hangers, you can even get the printable template printed out at home. Use some graphite paper to transfer it to your wood, and you can cut your own piece. Just take your time with this one though, because with all the little spokes and stuff and all the little ins and outs, You don't want to break those spokes with the jigsaw. This thing keeps dripping water on me. It must be. I must have had more water up in the brush than I thought. What size is the template? It's the template is sized. Actually, you get 4 different sizes with the template. This one that I'm painting right now is 16 inches. If you purchase them from our shop, you can choose what size you want. You can get 20, 12, 8, or 6 inch. Door hanger size is 20 inch. So if you want to hang it on your door, I would get the 20 inch one. If you're cutting your own piece, there are printable templates in there, and they come in 4 sizes. You get 20 inch, 12, 6, and 8 also in that one. So you just decide how big you want it to be, print that size out, and then cut it on your wood. You said you think that post is incorrect. I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Yes, Painters Clubhouse is $47 a month. Now, people in the Woodletter Workshop can actually save $10 on their first month. So be sure and click the link that allows you to save $10. Everybody likes a coupon, don't you? I do. Okay, we got our base colors down. I think I want to add a little bit of shading with this berry cobbler color. It's just a little darker. Oh, that's okay, Jessica. If you need to watch the replay, that's totally fine. I am going to switch now, though, to the angle tip brush for my shading. And I'm just going to do a little bit along the edges of these flowers. You might not even be able to see it on the camera angle above. I don't know if it may be too subtle. This berry cobbler color is really pretty. You can kind of see it. You just joined the template club. Awesome, Debbie. You should get your first bundle of templates on April the 1st, and you're grandfathered in with the current pricing since the template club is going to be going up on April the 1st. The reason it's going up, if you have not heard, is because we are currently remastering all of our old template designs and our new ones to have the 4 different sizes of PDF. Because before, you used to only get one size of PDF. And then if you wanted a different size, it was up to you to figure out how to resize it. And so we're taking that work out of it for you guys, and we are providing 4 sizes of printable template now. Also, we are currently working on redesigning the laser cutting files so that they have different layers, so that if you wanted to do like 3-dimensional elements, it should be easier for you on your laser machine if the file's broken into layers. For those of you who don't have a laser machine, you may not even know what we're talking about, and that's okay. I didn't used to know what that meant either. Okay, we got our shading done. Are there 18-inch sizes? I don't believe so. I think it goes 12 and then 20. Yes, Painters Clubhouse is $47 a month. Stacy, I've never heard of a Sublime ink transfer pen. Huh. I'll have to Google that. Okay, thank you. You put the website in the comments. I'll have to check that out. Thank you, Susie. She said the wheel's looking awesome. So do you guys remember how a lot of times the colors on this angle didn't show up properly? I figured out that if I angle my camera so that some of the dark of my shirt was showing, it balanced the colors better, and the colors represent better on the screen. So that's why you're able, like usually I had this part starting right here and you weren't able to see my shirt or anything down here, but something about my shirt balances the colors on the camera. and it worked out much better. So, let's see. You're in Template Club and new to the Painters Clubhouse. Welcome, Stacy. I'll have to check that pen out. That sounds cool. Thank you, Pam. Okay, I need to get painting. If I don't hurry up and do this, I'm not going to make it in time for my 11 o'clock live with the wood letter workshop. Okay, so we're using patio paint outdoors with sunshine yellow, and we're going to paint our little, what do you guys call them? I call them March flowers, this color. So I'm going to go ahead and just base coat them with this, and then I'll add some darker yellow in for the different parts of the flower. But this patio paint covers beautifully. Whoops. Hold on. Drips some on this other flower. I need to get a baby wipe out, but I'll just lick my finger and tap it up. Oh, I just did it again. Stop it. This paint must be a little bit on the thin side today or something. It's dripping. I don't think this brush is working out too well for me either. I may need to switch, because it's leaving all kinds of messy brush strokes, and I don't like that. Will you be notified when your membership needs to be renewed? Pam, it should automatically renew on its own. But if you're unsure, like if you paid yearly and you're unsure when that's going to happen, just email us and we can check for you and let you know. That way you've got a bit of a warning. Okay, that's looking much better. It's smoothing out those brush strokes. Don't be afraid to swap brushes halfway in between doing something, because if it's not working out well for you or you're not liking the way it's applying the paint, it's worth it to switch. Makes your life easier. Okay, I believe that little area there is supposed to be green. I'm not sure. I think so. Okay, we're going to leave that yellow for a moment and go paint this one. This one's supposed to be yellow also. I have to really pay attention to these lines because some of them are leaves and some of them are flowers. And if you're not sure when you're painting something like this, just keep referencing a photo or something, and that might help you figure out what's supposed to be what. You were at Michael's the other day, walked past the patio paint near the florals, not even in the paint aisle. You picked up the last 2 bottles of Bahama Blue. All the rest was gone. I haven't tried it in the Bahama Blue. How much is the membership fee for Painters Clubhouse and Template Club? They're separate payments, Heather. So you can join Painters Clubhouse for $47 a month, and then you get a discount on Template Club. The current discount is $10 off each month, but that also only goes until tomorrow. So after that, it'll be 20% off when the pricing changes. And somebody asked what it's going up to. I don't even remember what we decided. I wish I could remember right off the top of my head, but I can't. And I don't want to tell you the wrong price. But if you join Painters Clubhouse, do that first and then go and join Template Club using the discount code that is inside the Painters Clubhouse website. There's a code inside the important announcements section of the membership site. Okay, let's dry this real quick. Put a second coat on here, and then we can do some shading. March flowers are my favorite flower out of all of them. And mine are bloomed out right now, and they are so pretty. I'm going to be sad when they start to wither. Growing up, my birthday is March 6th, and I always felt like, and I know this is like so silly and childish, but as a kid, I always felt like when I saw the March flowers bloom, that was like God's birthday present to me. He was making the flowers bloom on my birthday, because it was almost exactly on my birthday every year that they would suddenly start to pop up. And so in my little childlike mind, I thought, oh, it's God's birthday present for me. You know, he's making the March flowers bloom, because it's something so magical about these little flowers that they only bloom during those like same 2 weeks of the year. And you can't really get them to bloom or grow them any other time of the year, no matter what you do. They've got like this little internal clock, and they only bloom like the first couple of weeks of March. And so I always just thought that it was like God's present to me. That's your birthday too? How cool. We're birthday twins. March 6th. Is patio paint in a different aisle? I don't think it is. I think it's in the same section. It's a little bit more expensive because it's considered made for outdoor. So it costs a little bit more. But I really only buy it in this yellow color because I like the way it covers. It probably was a present for you, Vachi. Okay, let me switch to my angle tip brush. And I'm going to get some of this marigold color. It's a more of like a sunny, or not a sunny, but like a golden yellow. And we're going to get some of that on the tip of our brush. Let me look at my photo real quick. I'm trying to remember what part of the flower I put that on. Okay, it's on the inside part. So it kind of just goes right up in here. So I'm not really shading this in, actually. This entire part is supposed to be this color. So I'm just going to fill it in. And maybe do a little bit of shading like on the edge of the March flower petals or something to differentiate them. Whoops, hang on. Let me rinse my brush. I've got too much on my brush. Hi, Tabitha, watching from Benton. That's right down the road from me. Maybe do the underside of this petal here, that darker color. And then a little bit along the edge. Okay, and then we'll do a little bit along the edge of these petals. Trying to do this quickly. It's hard to paint fast when you want to like take your time and enjoy it, but I put these Facebook Lives today a little too close together, back to back. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, I'm supposed to go live at 11 o'clock in one of my groups. And so I'm trying to quickly wrap this up and finish it up. All right, I think that's as much shading as I'm going to do. We're going to keep it pretty basic. So Katie, for Painter, are you in the Woodletter workshop? Because we're going to be talking all about Painters Clubhouse here in just a few minutes in the workshop. So I can explain to you more about what do you get for the $47 in Clubhouse in that live. It'll be easier to just explain it all then instead of going into it now. But if you want to read more about it, you can definitely go to paintersclubhouse.com, and it's got all the details right over there. Okay, so this is the Hauser medium green. We're just going to paint some of our our leaves this color. And then we'll do some of our leaves in festive green. That way we've got sort of two different tones of green going on. And then we may even mix a green or two. I don't know. Whoops, I accidentally got outside the paint lines there. Oh well. Let's see, we'll put this up here. Lots of little areas to paint around. So whatever brush you're using, make sure you can like go around all these little flowers and stuff. You may need a round tip brush if you need it more control over the bristles of your brush. It's okay if you accidentally get it over on the other leaf areas. Just don't get it on your flowers. So I'm not painting really neatly right through here because some of that's going to be the darker green. I'm still using my angle tip brush just because that's what was already in my hand. It was convenient. And it can get in these nice little corners pretty good with that pointed toe on the brush. When buying your wood cutouts, are the paint lines etched on them? So yes, actually when you go to our shop at shopdoorhangers.com, you have the choice. You can buy them with the lines or without. And I know you're probably thinking, like, why would anybody want to buy them without? Actually, some people do sometimes. They prefer to kind of like freehand their own design on there. So we have the option. Hang on. I got to get a baby wipe because I just keep getting outside the lines and getting it all over the flower. So just make sure to select the ones that are etched. There we go. I cleaned that little area up where I got outside the lines too. All right, I'm just going to switch to a smaller brush because I'm making a mess. This one's a little bit more precise in these tiny little areas here. You're glad that we have them with the lines on them. Yeah, I think it makes things easier. You just don't have to freehand draw anything, and it's just, you just get to sit down and paint, and that's the fun part anyway. So it definitely makes it easier. I love having the lines etched too for my paint parties and things because it makes it easier to teach the class when they don't feel like they have to freehand anything, or I don't have to draw anything on the spot for them. It's way easier. All right, now I'm switching to a larger brush. I'm in a bigger area. We're just going to keep switching brushes left and right. This one's a flat tip. It's just a little bigger. I can cover more ground faster with it and less paintbrush strokes. What brand of baby wipes are you using? These are just the Parent's Choice. I think they're the unscented ones. The ones you found don't have alcohol in them? I don't know if these do or not. They don't say alcohol free on them, so I'm going to assume that they do have them. But it's just the Walmart brand Parent's Choice. You know what? I think I've been painting some of these leaves the wrong color. It's okay. We're going to go ahead and just base coat them anyways, and we may have to paint over them with a darker green if I look at my photo and realize I painted them the wrong color. But at least it'll probably keep me from doing 2 coats on the other green. We don't sweat the small stuff. When you make a mistake, you have to remind yourself, it's just paint. It's not a big deal. You can paint over it. There are just so many details on this design. So I'm just going to go ahead and paint all of these leaves this color, and then we'll go in and we'll paint the darker green on the appropriate leaves. Since we've already kind of started this, might as well finish it. How do you find your local classes? Tabitha, I actually don't teach local classes anymore. I did. I quit that about 2 years ago because my online business took off so much that all of my focus is now on the online business. We have had 2 live events so far, and we did those in Nashville, Tennessee. Those were in March over the last 2 years, but we did not do one this year because of COVID. And we actually managed to get the one in last year right before the entire country shut down. None of us had any idea that was going to happen, so it was kind of crazy. But we plan to do one probably next year in the Dallas, Texas area. Okay, am. Even my mistakes turn out pretty. You're sweet. Okay, here is the festive green color. We're going to break this out and do some accents in this. My nose has suddenly started running. Excuse me while I use my my paper towel for dabbing paintbrushes to wipe my nose so I don't sit here and have to wipe my nose while I'm talking to y'all. What are you using on the leaves? This was the Hauser light green, but now I'm switching to festive green. And let me show you the picture real quick. So some of the leaves are supposed to be darker, like this one and this one. So we'll paint this one the darker color. And this festive green's pretty bright. But I wanted this to be a nice, springy, bright design. So we'll just do one coat on top of our Hauser light green to kind of tint it a brighter green. And then looking at my photo again, okay, these leaves here are darker. I just like to, when there's a design like this that has lots of flowers and greenery, I like to choose 2 or 3 different colors of green because I feel like it sort of breaks up the design a little bit. It looks a little bit more natural because in nature, none of your greens are exactly the same. If you get a bouquet of flowers, it's probably going to have 2 or 3 shades of green in it. So I like to break up the greens. Okay, let me look again. Okay, this one here. And this one. Sorry if I'm missing questions. I'm trying to paint quickly today. So feel free to go ahead and ask your questions. I can catch them later in the comments if I miss them. Okay, let me look at my picture again. Okay, and then I think these little areas with the, what do you call them? I think y'all call them blue bonnets. They're not exactly blue bonnets, but something like that. We're going to paint those little leaves green. I need a smaller brush though. Yes, Dallas. Won't that be fun? Dallas isn't too far from you. Awesome. I'm now using a round tip brush to get into some of these. It's almost like a vine type leaf with little bitty leaves that spring off from it, and it's underneath these little bluebell shapes. This is so soothing though. Even though I'm trying to paint quickly, it's very relaxing. I always paint fast. Who am I kidding? I got tickled during the woodletter workshop because I can't remember who it was, but somebody was like, "Slow down, professor. You're going too fast." And we'd already been going for like 2 hours at that point. I'm like, we got to speed this up. People are waiting, are needing to go to bed. So we were trying to get it done as quickly as possible. Okay, I think we've got everything covered. Some of these areas almost need a quick second coat. So let me grab a little bit of this Hauser light green and add it in a few of the spots that look a little spotty. Because we did do 2 coats on the areas that have the darker green, but just not on these Hauser light green areas. I suppose it was kind of ambitious to think I could talk to you guys, paint this design, and get it all done in an hour with like no problems. This is a pretty detailed one. And anytime I'm reading comments and talking to you guys, it slows me down. So Okay, I lied. This festive green does need 2 coats. The festive green does not cover as well as some of the other greens, I feel like. So I'm just going to add a quick second coat of that as well. Because as it was drying, it was starting to look transparent. And you could see every little brush stroke. You're multitasking today, Dallas. I was mentioning Dallas because that's probably where we're going to host a live event next year in 2022 in the summer. We were planning on doing it this summer, but because of COVID, we didn't start planning it. And then, of course, Texas dropped all mandates and stuff. So we probably could have had it. But by the time we realized that, it was too late to start planning everything. Because it's like, I mean, when you're planning an event like that, it's like planning a wedding. There are so many details that go into it. So you got to really plan in advance to get it all pulled off. It's just hard to do an event like that really quickly. Okay, I think we got all of our base layers done. So let's go ahead and dry it real quick. I'm going to get a little bit of white, and I'm going to pick up a little bit of that razzleberry color that we used on our flowers, and I'm creating sort of a light pink. And I'm just going to do these cute little dippity dots in the middle of these flowers for detail. So pick up a little bit of the color you've already used, mix it with some white, and just take a round tip brush or something and just dab, dab, dab. It can be messy. It's okay. It's supposed to look like pollen. So it definitely does not have to look perfect. And if you want to go back and pick up some white, I feel like it almost adds a fun little dimension to have a few white dots in with your pink. Satisfying. There we go. And now I think I'm going to use my Posca brush pens that I showed you guys on the Friday Fab 5 this past week. They're super fun. It feels like you're using a regular paintbrush, like a round tip brush, only you don't have to keep dipping your brush because all the ink is up in here. And so you can take these and you can just add some cute little details to your designs. Let me look at my photo real quick. I was thinking there was some, yes, okay. So there's kind of like a little detail going down the middle of these flowers that looks a little bit like a petal or whatever. But you can add all kinds of fun details with these because it's like painting with a paintbrush. But you don't have to keep redipping. Let's see, I need to work systematically across this design or I'm going to miss something that I wanted to detail. Let's see, let's do this part. I'm just going to add some cute little lines in the middle of that for detail. And now I'm pretty much just tracing over the areas lightly that had etching lines. That kind of makes it look artistically painted or drawn on there, even if you can't draw a flower. I'm just doing it really lightly. And then I'm just adding a few little things in the middle there. Look how cute this is. Sorry, I'm missing your comments. I'm trying to finish this up quickly. this flower. And then this here, this is one big leaf. Oh, it's running out of paint. So I'm going to pump some down now from the top. Whoops, this goes here, not there. I'm out of time. I have to finish this. I feel like I'm on one of those TV shows where it's a competition and they tell you, you got 30 seconds left. Artists, put down your paintbrushes. Work as quickly as you can. Okay, let's do little details in the middle of this. Add a little line, maybe a cute little bit of line up and around the wheel. There we go. And then we're going to switch to the white one and add a few highlights real quick. Is that the Higgins brush pen? No, this is the Posca brush pen. Oh, I picked up the wrong one. That's not the brush pen. It's the Posca brush pen. I talked about these on my Friday Fab 5 video the other day. Yeah, anytime you're shaking them, you definitely want to keep the lid on because you don't want to shake paint in somewhere you don't want it. I'm just adding some little highlights in places so that it looks like the light is reflecting off the design and off these little flowers. I don't think too much about where I'm placing these. I just try to do it quickly so that it's just effortless looking instead of looking like I tried too hard. There we go. Maybe do a little bit on our spokes, a little bit on the outer edge of our wheel. Here we go. Okay, you guys, we finished it just on time. It's 11:01. So let me make this bigger so you guys can see it. Look how gorgeous. It's a little messy in places, but you know what? Sometimes that's my style. You love the wagon wheel. Thank you. I don't think you can get those brush pens at Hobby Lobby. I think they only, the only place I know of is the Amazon, my Amazon shop. But if some of you guys know, you might tell the people in the comments. Jennifer joined Painters Clubhouse. Yay! All right, guys. I got to end this because I got to go over to the Wood Letter Workshop and do a live with them to wrap up. And we're going to do like a little party and give away prizes and stuff. So if you're in Wood Letter Workshop, I'll see you over there in just a moment. Thanks for joining me today, guys. Bye, y'all.